Hey everyone, this is BRAINWAVEZ and I'm gonna show you how to make a drop like daily bread.
Act like you know.
As always, the full project file and presets are available on my Patreon, along with 50 plus other project files and presets for a really good price. I drop new ones every month, so hit the link in the description if you want to get them, and let's get started. So the BPM for this one is 155. The drums sounds like this. They're very much like hip-hop influenced. I tried to pick some samples that were similar to like kind of boom bap 90s hip-hop style. So the kick drum sounds like this. Then I have 3 snares layered. So first one, then this one, and then this one. 3 of them sounds like this. And I had a hi-hat loop. And this hat sample. Notice that every other hit, I'm doing like a slight fading on the hi-hat, just to create like a little bit more of movement in there. That's for the drums. Now going into the synths, I have sidechain already in place with my utility sidechain rack, and the opening main bass that you hear is this one. And that's layered with this layer. They're meant to be played together. But I'm going to show you how I created this one first, and then I'll jump into the layer. So I started with a triangle wave, and then I enabled the second oscillator, which is this 6th position of the basic shapes wavetable. I have phase distortion from B 52%, and then this LFO with this shape and rate being routed to the level of these 2 oscillators. Then I enabled the filter with these values and the LFO automating the cutoff. It's affecting both oscillators, A and B. And then I have a sub that is being routed direct out and sent to the first bus. And that's for the low end portion of the sound. And then if I go to the main tab of the effects, I have compression, some reverb, dimension, band reject, and this is helping. These last 3 effects are helping to shape the sound a little bit more to the tone that I wanted it to have. Overdrive distortion and sinful distortion. Then if I go to the bus 1, because if you remember, the sub goes to the bus 1. In there I have soft clip and distortion and some EQ, just cutting everything above 210. If you check the mix, the bus 1 is going directly out in here as well. So this is covering like the sub portion, and this is covering the rest of the sound. That's for the main bass. Then the layer that is meant to be playing with that sounds like this. Pretty much just noise, distorted noise. And for that one, I started with this wavetable, and I have 2 LFOs in this one. So the second LFO looks like this, and it's modulating the phase distortion from being here. Then I enable the second oscillator with this cream wavetable, position 20, and then I'm using the LFO 1 that looks like this to modulate the bend plus in here and the level. So not getting much sound right now, but we'll keep going and we'll get there. Then I use this flanger minus filter with these values. Then if I go to effects, I added some hyper dimension, some filter, another one. We're getting somewhere. Then we have downsampling distortion, some OTT compression, and notice that all of this and this is being modulated by the first LFO in here. Some EQ and reverb. So just by its own, the layer doesn't sound good at all or interesting at all. It's meant to be played with this one, definitely. And in here I just got everything below 300 because I didn't need the low end portion of it. Cool. Then I have this whistle lead, kind of like G-funk type sound. And that one's actually pretty simple. It's just a sine wave, and the trick is to have this sine shape, which you don't need to draw yourself. It's under the basic sine shape in this folder. If you click in here, you get a bunch of different folders. So just choose that one and make a modulation of the level and the fine tuning. If I take that out, it's just like a straight tone. Doesn't sound interesting at all. So yeah, I also set this on hertz instead of BPM. 7 hertz on the rate. And then the envelope looks a little bit like this, so a little bit of a slower attack and some release. If I go to the effects, there is not much going on, only reverb and hyperdimension. So yeah, the key to the sound, as I said, is just modulating the fine tuning and the level. You can modify this to make it sound more like a spaceship or whatever. But yeah, in this case, that was more appropriate. Then I've noticed that Daily Bread on some of his tracks, he has some sort of like background element. So I included this like string background sound, which I created with Serum on the multi-sample mode. I just chose this one in here. And I added some filtering just to cut the very top end, and added some compression, some reverb, and some delay. Yeah, just pretty simple, but pretty effective in like lifting the energy a little bit more. Before we keep going, if you guys are liking this video, please make sure to leave a like and leave a comment. Let me know which other artists would you like me to cover next. All right, then after the background string noise, we have this arpeggio sound, and this one is pretty simple. First of all, you need to draw a chord in your MIDI clip, so something like this, and then you choose a square wave in here, and you make sure to enable the arpeggio mode. If you don't, then you obviously only get like the chord, but once you enable the arpeggio, it will give you, each note of the chord played one by one, which is basically what, an arpeggio does, as far as I know. Something that is also important is I took out the top end a little bit. If I take this filter off, it's a little bit too harsh, so I just have this filter with a cutoff around 4K. Besides that, I just have some multiband compression, some delay, and some reverb, so without it, sounds like that. Some compression, some reverb. And really the key of, the vibe of the sound is adding some delay with a good amount of feedback so that you get that effect of the repeating echoes in there. Then I just cut everything below 150, and the second time around is just 1 octave higher. Yeah, pretty simple, but pretty cool sound. Then I have this beep sound, which is pretty much the same deal, but is without the arpeggio. And less feedback on the delay. Everything else is pretty much the same deal. I applied the same principle of the ARP with this string sound. So I went to the multi-sample mode, I chose this one specifically, and then I enabled the arpeggio mode. In this case, I'm going 1/24th in the rate. The shape is up, which is the normal default mode. And then I have only one repeat, and the gate is set at 76. So if you're a little bit unfamiliar with this, basically the rate determines the velocity of the arpeggio. So if I put this to 1/8, sounds like that. In this case, 1/24th was the best option. Then this sets how many times the ARP is going to be repeated. Even if you have a long note, if you only have one repeat, it's going to repeat only once. But you can set it to repeat infinitely as well. And the gate is just how plucky the arpeggio is going to be. So yeah, in this case, 76 was sounding good. To finish up with the synths, then I have this sample of a bass fill that is actually from my Patreon sample packs. And I just added some erosion to it. And lastly, I just have a vocal. Act like you know. And I added some delay. I automated the on and off so that it's on only on the last part. And then I have this reverse crash going in. So that's it for this one. As usual, this whole project file and the presets are available on my Patreon along with many other project files and presets. And I'm also doing one-on-one coaching and mixing mastering gigs. So if you're interested in any of that, please check the link in the description or just reach out. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I hope I see you around. Act like you know.